up, guys? Welcome back. We are jumping into our third bullet of the pug. $12 entry, 3 entry max, 40K to first place. The tournament is best ball. It's your traditional half-point PPR through wide receiver format. So we did the 12. Lucky us. All right. We fired 2 bullets in this tournament so far. One, we built a team around Bowers. The other, we built a team around McBride. I had said to myself, potentially we could look to build this team around Colston Loveland, and we have 3 teams built around the 3 tight ends, but the 12 spot's going to be kind of hard to get Loveland, so guess that won't be happening. All of that to say, in the first bullet we fired in this tournament, we pulled Brock Bowers all the way up. We took him with the 112 and then followed up with Amari Hampton, if I remember correctly. So probably won't do any super crazy shenanigans here. If anything, if a wide receiver in the Jefferson or better tier falls to us, we'll absolutely snap them off. Otherwise, we'll look to double tap running backs. We'll grab our boy James Cook, and we'll grab Barkley or Hampton or one of those guys. So far in this tournament, Gibbs, Robinson, Chase, Puka, Smith, and Jigba go off 1 through 5. It is chalk. Everybody's just doing what they're supposed to do. McCaffrey above Taylor, whatever. They're like 3A, 3B there. St. Brown, smart pick. IMO. Mally 01 is on the clock. Went to college with a kid named Mally. Longtime member of our fraternity league. They ran for about 20 years before too many guys had kids and families and couldn't keep up with it anymore. All right, CeeDee Lamb could fall to us, but probably won't. I definitely want James Cook. James Cook goes. Snipery. I don't blame him. He's like the best pick down there. I got a fair amount of Genty. I feel like I'm a lot heavier on Genty than I am Barkley. I'm very low on Kenneth Walker, but y'all know that just based on where I'm at. So I think I'm going to take Barkley and Genty here, though. We got Amari Hampton in the other one, and I think this is just a good start. I'm highest on Cook, not just because I'm a Bill. I actually think that Cook, depending on how that offense looks this year, could have a season where he winds up RB number 3. So I'm highest on Cook out of that run of players, but I'm also higher on Hampton than Genty and Barkley, but we got Hampton the other one, and I'm not that much higher, right? Like Hampton and Chase Brown are, to me, kind of next up after Cook, but they're like in a tier with Genty and Brown, and I can make a case for any of these guys. So this is just a little different than what I normally do. We'll probably double tap wide receiver here at 36, 37. We did grab Josh Allen in one of these, I believe, so probably won't look to grab Allen here. 36, 37 is some great value for wide receiver. You know, there's sometimes Lab McConkey makes it down there. Neighbors, McMillan, don't love Wilson. Waddle. You guys know I have way too much Cam Stadaboo, which I'm not opposed to taking a third running back, but after we start Genty Barkley, I'm okay punting that too, and just picking up a really nice set of receivers right there to help balance us out through 4. So after the run on running backs, which is the go in these tournaments, A.J. Brown goes up, then Bowers, then Henry, Rice, London, Pickens, Collins. If you draft these, you know the 2-3 turn is just a smattering of like these guys plus Trey McBride plus 1 or 2 running backs. Sometimes Jeremiah Love sneaks in here. Sometimes Tyron Williams sneaks in here. It's basically this entire run of players down through like T. Higgins. T. Higgins has moved up considerably. When I started doing these drafts like a month-ish ago, T. Higgins was getting drafted pretty consistently back here, but I've seen him move up quite a bit. So his ADP right now is 32, and I want to feel like that's a couple of spots north of where he's been. Okay, the Gibbs player grabs Collins and Olave. The Robinson player stacks Pickens with Hall. The Chase player gets London and Love. Nakua player just goes Nakua, Rice, Smith. Says the heck with running backs. We're just stacking our wide receiver room. The Njimba player grabs Derrick Henry and Tyron Williams. Like that staff through 3. That's great. The McCaffrey Bowers player opts to grab Safe Flowers here. Don't love that. The A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown grabs A.J. Brown and Trey McBride. Taylor Achane grabs Higgins. I like Ibuka the best, but I don't suspect he'll fall. God, Javante Williams down here is so nice. Lad McConkey. Am I willing to fire a bullet on neighbors down here? I guess so. Man, I said I wanted to grab a pair of receivers. If neighbors and McConkey are both down here, maybe I'll pass on Williams. I do have a ton of Williams, but he's hard to pass on. He's such a good looking flex player too. Josh Allen goes to the Cook Brown player. Like that stack. Just being down here at the 12, grabbing two receivers here is just really nice. Like, do we take Javante Williams as our third running back? I'm definitely taking Malik Neighbors. Happy doing that. And it's either Tet, Waddle, Burden, McLaurin, or grab Javante. You know what? I said we were going to take a pair of receivers here. Let's grab. This is just such good value. I've got Javante Williams um, really, really high this year. Above Kyron, above Love, above Hall, above ETN. I just think that he's in for a massive season. I think he's in for a top 10 running back season. Or I think there's a strong likelihood that he gets there. So now we will almost certainly double tack wide receiver at 60-61. That range of wide receivers looks like DJ Moore typically doesn't fall because the Allen player at worst will pick him up. But that kind of looks like Watson, Tate, Adunze, Brian Thomas, Jordan Tyson, Parker Washington. Now, because I draft so much Javante Williams and Cam Statabu in this round, in round four, I am well acquainted with the wide receiver value down here. It's insane. And I think I've said numerous times when we get down here, there's also sometimes you have this weird Jadarian Price, Tony Pollard, sometimes Bashal Tootin makes it back there swath of running backs. And I'm like, I always say it, man, I should have taken a receiver here. If McConkey had made it, I think I would have taken Neighbors and McConkey. But I'm not very high on Wilson. I like Ted McMillan a lot. He's in a terrible offense. I'm not super high on Burden, and then you're into Jacobs and Statabu before you get to McLaurin. Now, if I was going to take one of these guys, I probably would have pulled McLaurin all the way up here. But I'm not so high on McLaurin that I'm taking him over that far over ADP. I mean, you're talking about pulling him up 8 spots. So Javante Williams just seems like the clear value there. And sometimes in these drafts, you just have to lean into the value that's provided, and that kind of dictates the team. Yes, I'd prefer a little more balanced instruction in a three wide receiver format, having two receivers here, but we're also drafting fantasy football. And I know there's only three bullets in here, but I cannot argue with the start that is Genty, Barkley, Neighbors, and Williams. I can't argue with that. All right, so mixed bag going through round four here. Loveland does go off the board down here, right around his ADP, which is why I said it's kind of hard to pull him up here. Would have made a whole lot of sense. The Gibbs player gets Swift and Irving. The Robinson player adds Adams and Montgomery. I like that to a stack of Hall and Pickens. Don't love Hall though. The Chase London Love player gets Waddle and Williams on the turn here. So really just doing hero RB style with someone who's never taken an NFL snap. So shoot your shot, man. Nakua Rice Smith grabs London and Henderson as their first RB. The Njigba player rounds out his wide receiver room with McLaurin Evans and has Henry and Williams. I love this stack. The five player did it right, certainly. McCaffrey, Bowers, Flowers, then grabs Stanabu and Judkins. I liked this room, but he's light at wide receiver, like we are. But we get to double tap two before he gets his next one. Amon-Ra St. Brown and A.J. Brown with Trey McBride grabs Jacobs and Adunze. Taylor Achan Higgins Burden is now on the clock. So we have mostly balanced stacks to this room so far. I think I like the five stack the best of right. I think the one and the two are just fine. I think seat three is a little light on running back, same as seat four. Um, Prescott, Dak Prescott. So we could get Lamar Jackson here, and there's Bashal Tootin, but I don't intend on taking him. Um, wow. So let's grab Carnell Tate. And then do we grab Jordan Tyson, Parker Washington, or do I take one of these quarterbacks? I mean, there is Lamar Jackson there. That's wild to me. There's also Tyler Warren right here. You know what? Let's pull up Tyler Warren. I don't normally do that, and I did want to double tap wide receiver there. And Jordan Tyson is fine. So is Parker Washington. So is Marvin Harrison. But they're just fine. And I don't have a ton of Tyler Warren this year. So I think this sets us up really nicely to grab Cam Ward and Daniel Jones late. We could also look for Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart's ADP should line up on this end of the board. He's at 101, and we're going to be at, no, we're not. We're at 85, 108. So he's down here. It's interesting because I typically see Dart going down here. So we'll see. We don't have to prioritize him. If he falls, awesome. If not, our other QB options are for stacking are Cam Ward at 139 and Daniel Jones at 146. So down here in this range, right, we could pull them both up and say that's our double stack, and that'll allow us to lean into positional catch up in the next few rounds, which we need a stack of receivers now. So 84, 85 are almost certainly going to be dedicated to receiver. 84, 85. It's weird, but I actually like this run of wide receivers better than the last one with Parker Washington, Marvin Harrison, Makai Lemon. I'm so in for Johnson, Metcalf, Pierce, Reed, Sutton, Godwin, Addison, Downs, Worthy, Pearsall. Like I'm down for this whole run of wide receivers. So we'll get two of them. We're gonna grab two of them down here, and we'll feel good. Again, we're hoping we can carry neighbors for probably at least the first 4 weeks. Is what it's looking like. At least all the reports are coming back as. With Tyler Warren, if we get another premium tight end, we can actually only go two. And when I say premium, I don't actually mean premium or elite. I mean the Tucker Craft through like Kyle Pitts run, like that range of players. So we'll see. All right. Rooms 1 and 2 still do not have a quarterback. We saw Dak Prescott and Justin Herbert go in front of Lamar Jackson in this draft. It's cool. Totally cool. Um, where does Tucker Craft line up? Yeah, I don't think even if we get Tucker Craft here, I don't think we want to take him. I think we'd be better off stacking a couple of tight ends late. So we need to catch up at wide receiver. And again, we have such a strong swath of wide receivers here. It's really not a consideration to take, even if Hertz was to fall all the way down here, which I don't think he will. It's really not a consideration to take them, which he just went, but nor Trevor Lawrence, nor Mahomes, nor Brock Purdy's probably who I like the best, and we'd have to pull him up about 10 slots, right? He's what 80? Where's Brock Purdy? Purdy's at 95. Yeah, we'd have to pull him up about 10 slots. We could grab him in Parasol, but I don't think that's necessary. I think with all this wide receiver value on the board, excuse me, we just grab him. Now that being said, I have a ton of Jordan Addison and a ton of Chris Godwin out of this range. So I'll probably just lean into ADP, but I'm interested in Josh Downs these days. So we'll take Cortland Sutton, and then I'm getting more and more interested in Josh Downs, and we're probably going to grab Daniel Jones later. So I think having the double stack with Warren and Downs is pretty valuable. Yeah, we didn't get Alec Pierce. He's down here. But I think that's pretty valuable. So, all right. So our wide receiver rooms good. It's just good. It's just okay. It's serviceable. Our running back room is ridiculous. We have a should be a top five tight end this year. Feeling pretty good about that. So let's go ahead and get the wide receivers that will most certainly no longer be on the board when he gets back to us, and we'll be at 106, 109. Quarterback wise for us, Daniel Jones is 146. Cam Ward is 139. Okay, that's cool. So we got plenty of time on them. Jackson Dart is someone, if he falls, if he gets down here to 108, we'll take him. And then wide receiver and running back, we're looking at sort of that Jacoby Myers, Jonathan Brooks, maybe Michael Pittman range. And I'm happy to grab these guys as well. Again, I don't think we're gonna see Parasol fall down, but we'll see. That's a long way for him to make it. He's got to make it a whole round. So we'll see what happens here. All right, Purdy goes right at ADP. Mahomes right after. So Gibbs went Collins, Olave, Swift, Irving, Harrison, Makai Lemon, picks up Patrick Mahomes. I like that stat. Robinson, Pickens, Hall, Adams, Montgomery, Parker, Washington, Quentin Johnson, Brock Purdy. I mean, yeah, the Burrow player or the Chase player got Burrow. Finally picks up their second running back in Pollard. The Nakua Rice Smith player says, okay, done at wide receiver. Loveland, Henderson, Williams, Warren, Corum. Made sense. The McCaffrey player who just continued to stack running backs and didn't pick up a second wide receiver until Addison might be in trouble there. St. Brown, Brown, and Dunze like that stack. Higgins, Burden, Moore like that stack. Jefferson and Buka McMillan, yeah, sure. Um, yeah. Brian Thomas, Tyson, Metcalf, Godwin, that's okay. I like ours better. And then Lamb, McConkey, Wilson. I don't know about this Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert turn here. That's ambitious. Like here, they could have gotten Jadarian Price and been really in business with a start. Instead, I think they're just not so much as in business. Okay, so a lot of the players I was looking for went off. Jackson Dart might make it back to us, which is cool because I will take him. And then I guess we would stack a Matthew Golden with him? Question mark. Matthew Golden goes. All right, we get Jackson Dart. That's cool. Wandell is next up. You know what? We're looking to take Cam Ward later. There's also Jordan Mason, though. You know what? I'm going to grab Jordan Mason. I hear the reports coming out of camp are very high on him starting in that backfield. I would like Wandale, but we already have Cardinal Tate, and I don't want to do too heavy on the Titans offense. So our team so far is Jackson Dart, quarterback, Genty, Barkley, Williams, Jordan Mason at running back, Neighbors, Tate, Sutton, Downs at wide receiver, and Warren at tight end. We do have Dart stacked with Neighbors. We are targeting Daniel Jones to stack with Downs and Warren. Feeling pretty good about it. Daniel Jones and Cam Ward would both be ahead of ADP here. Now, I don't think we're going to double tap them. I think we get one of them. And then we're right in there in that 32? Yeah, 132 range. So we'll be looking at, well, now that I look at this range, heck, maybe we do double tap them. I mean, yeah, there's some decent tight ends in here. I guess Isaiah Likely. You know what? Isaiah Likely's probably it's probably right to do this. Grab Isaiah Likely in one of these quarterbacks. Then we'd be done. And I think with our stack, I am leading Daniel Jones. Look, I'm high in Daniel Jones this year. Yes, he got injured. Yeah, he might not be exactly the same, but he's in a ridiculously talented offense that he showed us he can pilot at a really high level. I don't know how he's doing so low. Yeah, I suppose as I go through the quarterbacks going above him, I say, sure, okay, Likely goes. So, important note there. I say, sure, okay. But, like, I still like him, right? Like, he's could be great. So, well, with Likely going, we'll probably just stack two whatever tight ends at the end. Um, we turn to R in no man's land. There's Andrews, Kincaid, and Ferd if we wanted to grab one of these unstat tight ends. We didn't opt in for Jackson when we had the chance, which is fine. Coker, I suppose, Higgins, Shaheed, Stefan Diggs still doesn't have a team. Like Keaton Mitchell, I suppose, but we just took Jordan Mason here. Like, like, and yeah, I am gonna jump Darnold and Stroud to pull up Daniel Jones, but I feel when you're drafting Daniel Jones and Cam Ward, they feel like a similar bet, and I feel like drafting both of them here could. I mean, again, we're in that. Look at the players: Kincaid, Ferguson. I actually am high on Tyler Shudd, but we're not stacking for him. So you know what? I'm just gonna grab both these quarterbacks. Let me just do a quick scan. Yeah, McMillan, Cooper, Omar. I'm just gonna grab both these quarterbacks, and we're just done at quarterback and feel pretty good about it. We will probably will end up going three tight ends as well, which means that we're gonna wind up with We're gonna go 3-3 on the quarterback tight end. We're probably gonna wind up with like the 7-5 wide receiver running back. And with Genty, Barkley, Williams, Jordan Mason, I think 5 is okay. We might be a 6-6, but I think 5 is okay. How do we look for bye weeks? Good on the quarterbacks, good on the running backs, good on the wide receivers. Okay, we're great. We're great. All right, so it will get back to us around 156, 157. We're going to look out into the 156 and 157 range of players and say, hey, what do you got for us? We have probably won't make it down this range of players. And they're kind of all the same. I'm not so high on Charbonnet. I'm a little higher on Algier. Probably want at least get one wide receiver of this swath. I'm going to be happy with that. Um, and for a running back, sure, we could also look to grab another tight end so we just don't have absolute like trash Ola at tight end. Which I guess maybe if we're saying, hey, Warren's going to be the guy this year, then we're okay with whatever two tight ends are on the board in the final couple of rounds. Let's take a look at the board here. So after we go Jones and Ward, Gatson, Chuck, Okonkwo, Mitchell, Coker, Cooper, Darnold, Diggs, Goddard, Willis, Jalen McMillan go off the board. So pretty much ADP, just kind of taking what people need. So far, what team do we like the best? Cook, Brown, Allen, ETN is very weak at wide receiver. Puka, Rice, Smith with Loveland, Henderson, Warren, Corum is a little light at running back for my taste. I still think the 5 team has it. They've got Njigba, Henry, Williams, McLaurin, Evans, Daniel stacked with McLaurin, Hubbard, Dobbins, Pitts, Nix, Rodriguez, Sam Darnold. It's pretty good. But they wait, do they only have 3 wide receivers? They only have 4. Now I'm off them. Yeah, they just did neglected wide receiver. I guess they did hit a really nice 3 stack. Um, Taylor, Achan, Higgins, Burden, Moore, Jackson, Pierce, Kraft, Myers, Love, and that's not bad. Yeah, so far in this pod, I think I like our team as one of the best. Um, Genty, Barkley, Williams with Neighbors, Tate, Sutton, Downs. Also have Warren, Dart, Jones, Ward, Mason. Yeah, I do. I like ours the best. All right. So we are in no man's land for wide receiver. And that's okay. We just are in literal no man's land for wide receiver. So maybe we do grab our second tight end here. Um, although we'd be pulling up, I mean, Gunnar Helm, I don't know. Of all these guys, I guess we're going to take Jonah Coleman, although, and Ryan Flournoy. I just don't know. Yeah, we'll take him. That's fine. Stat the positional advantage. We just need to get deeper. We're 5-5 now. We do need 2 more tight ends. Probably take 2 more receivers. We have a nice bye week spread on our receivers, which is great. That means we're going to have ultimate upshot here, but we're at 180, 181. So let's take a little look see. And we're in Kamara, Tucker. I do like Tucker, so we'll throw him in there. Branch and Judy are fine. I think, again, if we just split the difference here and go 6-6, we're probably okay. With Genty, Barkley, Williams, Mason, Coleman, maybe we're fine on 5 running backs. And maybe we want to grab 2 wide receivers down there. Gunnar Helm is 180, so actually we could pull him up, grab the stack with our boy, Cam Ward, and then 1 more wide receiver and tight end on the next turnaround. So, yeah, I think that's probably right. Um, we're betting that one of these running backs is going to make our flex pretty consistently. And with Neighbors, Tate, Sutton, Downs, Flournoy, I do think we want 2 more wide receivers out of this pile. So that is cool with me. No, I don't want Mitchell. Antonio Williams, I'm willing to sprinkle in. Dunnerhelm is what? He's 180. We're right on ADP for Dunnerhelm. So we'll see if we get him back. And then, yeah. So if we don't, maybe getting Cam Ward there was too aggressive. If we picked, I mean, again, I didn't love the positional value, right? You're looking at a Conquo, Mitchell, Coker, Cooper, McMillan. Maybe we pull, I mean, to pull one of these guys up, because we're still getting like an Aaron Rodgers down here, we could just backstack with Fryermuth and call this a draft. But like, I think I'm okay with that. Right, there'll be weeks where hopefully Cam Ward and Colonel Tate, based on how I've drafted my portfolios here, geez, go absolutely nuclear, and we'll feel great about it. There should be weeks where Jones and Warren go nuclear, and we'll feel great about it. And there should be weeks where Dart and Neighbors go nuclear, and we'll feel great about it. So I kind of like having all three of those assets kind of stacked like that. And then we got Downs in the mix as well. We are a little weak at wide receiver. I will say when you have your blue chip pieces, Malik Neighbors, who hasn't taken a meaningful snap in a year and a half, it's kind of tricky. But a lot of tight end value through here. Hawkinson, Barnard, Dulcich. These are great tight ends. We're gonna hopefully grab a couple of. I guess actually, what we'll do here actually is we will grab wide receiver, tight end, and then probably go wide receiver, tight end. I think we are going to stop on five running backs. If Genty, Barkley, Williams don't carry the bad this year, then this team doesn't win the tournament. It's that simple. If they do what they're supposed to do, then we're in good shape. Jerry Judy looks like he's coming to us. I like Marshawn Lloyd down there. Are we gonna pull up Gunnar Helm above Hawkinson and Barner though? I mean, we could just double tap tight end here. I don't know if that's right. The rest of these wide receivers are meh. It doesn't really matter. Just, I mean, SVJ, Jeremy Bernard. All right, we'll take Gunnar Helm. And the question is, do we want to grab like one of these tight ends or one of these receivers? Um, you know what? Let's grab Barner, and then we'll grab two receivers to end the draft and call it a day. I like Barner this year. I think you're just gonna have weeks where he goes off, and then we'll grab two receivers. And let's take a look at where we're drafting. We're drafting at 204, 205. We're only interested in wide receiver. 204, 205. We have our pick of, yeah, Tank Dell won't make it bad, but we have our pick of these folks. I think we want Mooney. Actually, I think we want Mooney because of Dart. Mooney should carry us in Malik Neighbors' stead. And then I don't really give a shit. Tyquan Thornton, maybe I like him the best actually. I have a ton of Tank Dell. I have a ton of Ted Hurst. I not high on Cooper Cup. Surratt's whatever. Pat Bryant's whatever. Yeah, I think this is right. I think we obviously target Darnell Mooney just to again carry the load while Neighbors is getting back to speed. So our wide receiver room to start the season is probably like Tate, Sutton, Downs with Flournoy and whoever these two guys are, and that's okay. As soon as Neighbors get inserted, hopefully he immediately clicks with Dart, and we played our upside, which that's what we're going for. Hawkinson to Terrence Ferguson go off the board out in Firemouth, etc. Ray Davis, love that pick down here, great value, right at ADP. He's right at 190. Braylon Allen, I like Marshawn Lloyd down here too. He doesn't look like he's off the board yet, but then he's a good value sitting late. Yeah, so again, we took Cam Ward, and there's all these quarterbacks. Like if we wanted a third one, there's all these guys that we could have gone with, like Fernando Mendoza down through Tua. I see Tua not even going off in these drafts, but it's whatever. Um, yeah, like I have Marshawn Lloyd higher than all of these wide receivers, but wide receivers are what we need. And again, I like Darnell Mooney maybe less than Dell or Thornton, but at the beginning of the season, I like Darnell Mooney a lot more. So, all right, Washington and Blue go off here. So Gibbs, Swift, Irving, Collins, Olave. No stacking here at all. Oh, he got backstacked McMillan, so that's something. Not a lot of stacking out of team one there. Robinson, he got Purdy. Didn't wind up with Evans. Did he backstat Purdy with anybody? It doesn't look like it. Yeah, no backstacking there. Burrow did get Chase. Did the William? Yes, the pooped into a player headhunted Stafford. Uh, the injured player got Darnold. So yeah, there was a decent amount. Jaden Daniels was also starting with Lauren like that. Yeah, I like this team a lot. I think Team Five is the best team in the pod, at least at draft value. They got Jalen Daniels stat and Sam Darnold stat and Stud Nixon there. Have a great three set of wide receivers. They are weak at wide receiver, I will say. After those three wide receivers, they have Tucker, Williams, and Bryant, and not the best depth there. So the balance wise, I think we got a good balance of depth. We are great at running back, but a little thin. We need Jordan Mason if to be a producer this year, which I think is going to happen. All right, we'll take. Darnell Mooney goes. We got sniped. All right, we'll take Taquan Thornton and Tank Dell. All right, so final team: Dart Jones Ward, Genty, Barkley, Williams, Mason, Coleman, Neighbors, Tate, Sutton, Downs, Flournoy, Thornton, Dell, Warren, Gunnar Helm, and AJ Bronner. Gunnar Helm and Warren are both Stafford quarterbacks, as is Josh Downs. So is Malik Neighbors. That's pretty good. And yeah, we got a decent little stat here. All right, thanks a lot for checking out the draft and the channel. If you guys liked it, please hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next one.